In this lecture, I want to talk about merchandising hacks. Now, another thing that eBay sellers often do not do is merchandise their items. And what I mean by merchandising is how you display your items for the photo. I grew up selling at flea markets in Southern California, and I learned very early the importance of merchandising, the importance of laying out your products in an eye-appealing way so that it made people more apt to want to buy that item. And this is something people don't do in their eBay listings. They just kind of put something up there in their, their little white background, take a picture of it and put it up. They don't really give much thought to the merchandising of the item. I call it putting your items in their best possible light. Merchandising. The way you display your items for photos is critical, in my opinion. You want to practice and try different angles, like I showed you in the previous example. You want to make the photos dramatic. You want to have maybe an angle or a type of image that conveys movement in some way. You want to show off the product. One of the ways that I show off a product is if I have a multi-DVD set, for example, or a multi-CD set. Instead of just taking a picture of the clamshell case and calling it a day, I take all the DVDs out of the case and I lay them all out. Now, I once purchased a very rare set of marketing DVDs, and this set of marketing DVDs had 35 DVDs inside of it. When I bought it at a local flea market, and it was shrink wrapped. Now, in most cases, if an item is shrink wrapped, I would say keep it in the shrink wrap because it's clear that it's brand new, never been opened, and it's pretty cool that way, right? In this particular case, I had no problem taking the shrink wrap off and laying out all 35 DVDs on my background, plus the clamshell, and really showing off the number of DVDs that were in this set. I sold that item for a ridiculous profit, several thousands of percent. I think it was like 21,000% profit. And I think that a big reason for that is showcasing that there were 35 discs in this set. I can guarantee you that if I had sold that item, just kept it in the shrink wrap, and just left it in the clamshell and said, there's 35 discs here, there's no way I would have gotten that same amount of money. But because I actually showed and laid out all the discs, it brought in so much more money. So it's important to make that type of judgment call. Obviously, in many cases, your product will already be open, so it won't even be a judgment call. You'll just open it up. But the most important thing you want to know is lay out all the discs or lay out all the items in such a way that it really makes them stand out and makes them look good. That's so important because a photo will speak 1,000 words, and a photo will help you say. What you say in words is one thing, but what you show in an image is far more dramatic and far more important to the average buyer. So do that. Be sure that you spread out the product, especially on multi-DVD, multi-CD sets, but even anything else that you sell. If you're selling a lot or a group or a collection of something, put it out in a very good-looking way, in a very positive, appealing way. And then what you want to do is find your hero shot, and make it your main gallery image. Your hero shot is the shot that portrays that item in the absolute best light, the shot that just looks amazing. Make sure that you use that one as your main image so that when people are scrolling through and they're looking at a bunch of different items, yours just pops out and stands out. Now, when I take photos of items, I'll often have photos that I don't use because they're just not that good or the angle is wrong. But it's important to test and try different angles and different ways of displaying the item. And then when you're in the section of time where you're actually cropping, editing, adding brightness and contrast, you can pick and choose the best images that you're going to use for your particular item. This is important. Merchandising, in my opinion, is really, really important. So be sure you give it some time. Give it the time that it deserves. And again, if this is just a simple $5 or $10 item, you don't have to worry about it. But if it's an item that either is going to sell for a lot of money, or you're going to have a lot of this item and you're going to sell over and over and over again on a good till canceled listing, then why not make it the most ultimate listing you can make it so that you benefit the most from it over time. So that's merchandising, very, very important, and I hope you'll use it in your listings.